Dear students, today I am going to discuss the topic mutual exclusion with busy waiting. Mutual exclusion is already I taught you in the previous lecture, but in today I am going to tell you the various proposals for which we can achieve a mutual exclusion. Firstly, the mutual exclusion is a mechanism to ensure that only one process is doing certain things at one time, thus avoid data inconsistency. And for having a mutual exclusion, we need four conditions to hold to have a good solution. That is, no two processes may be simultaneously inside their critical region. No assumptions may be made about the speed or the number of CPUs. No processes running outside its critical region may block other processes. And no process should have to wait forever to enter its critical region. There are various proposals for achieving the mutual exclusion so that while one process is busy updating shared memory in its critical region, so no other processes will enter in its critical region and cause trouble. The first proposal is a disabling interrupt, that is, we are finding the hardware solution to have a mutual exclusion with the less busy waiting. In disabling interrupt, the simplest solution is to have each process disable all interrupts just after entering its critical region and re-enable them just before leaving it. The CPU is only switched from process to process as a result of clock or other interrupts, and with the interrupts turned off, the CPU will not be switched to another process. Thus, once a process has disabled interrupts, it can examine and update the shared memory without fear that any other process will intervene. The approach is generally quite unattractive because it is unwise to give user processes the power to turn off interrupts. Suppose that one of them did and then never turned them on again. That could be the end of the system. On the other hand, it is frequently convenient for the kernel itself to disable the interrupt for few instructions while it is updating variables or lists. The conclusion is disabling interrupt is often a useful technique within the operating system itself, but it is not an appropriate as general mutual exclusion mechanism for user process. The next proposal is a software solution, that is a lock variable. Let us look that take a common variable having a common variable lock that will be a single shared thread having an initial value 0. When the process want to enter its critical region, it first tests the lock. If the lock is 0, the process sets it to 1 and enters the critical region. It first tests the lock. If the lock is 0, the process sets it to 1 and enters the critical region. If the lock is already 1, the process just waits until it becomes 0. Thus, a 0 means that no process in its critical region, and a 1 means that some process is in a critical region. Unfortunately, the drawback is the idea contains exactly the same fatal law that we saw in the spooler directory. Suppose that one process reads a log and sees that it is 0 before it can be set the log to 1. Another process is scheduled, runs and set the log to 1. When the first process runs again, it will also set the log to 1 and two processes will be in their critical region at the same time. The next approach is strict alteration, that is a third approach to the mutual exclusion problem. Here, the integer variable turn is basically being introduced. Initially, the value of turn is 0, which keeps the track of whose turn is to enter the critical region and examine or update the shared memory. Initially, process 0 inspects turn, find it to be 0 and enter in its critical region. Process 1 also finds it to be 0 and therefore sits in a tight loop continually testing turn to see when it becomes 1. Continuously testing a variable until some value appears is called busy waiting. It should usually be avoided since it wastes CPU time only when there is a reasonable expectation that the wait will be short is busy waiting used. A lock that uses busy waiting is called a spin lock. In fact, this solution requires that the two processes strictly alternate in entering their critical region, for example, in spooling files. The next approach is the Peterson solution. Before using the shared variable, each process calls the enter region with its own process number 0 or 1 as the parameter. This will cause cause it to wait, if need be, until it is safe to enter. After it has finished with the shared variable, the process calls leave region to indicate that it is done and allow the other processes to enter if it is so desires. Let us see how this solution works. Initial, neither the process is in its critical region. Now process 0 calls the enter region. It indicates its interest by setting its array element and sets turn to 0. Since process 1 is not interested, enter region returns immediately. If process 1 now calls enter region, it will be hang there until interested array 0 goes to false, and an event that only happens when process 0 calls leave region to exit the critical region. The structure of process PI in Peterson solution we can see in this particular figure, that in this particular line we can see that void enter region, it is basically we are checking that the process can enter into the critical region or not. While after entering into the critical region, the other variable value is being set, which process is being entered, whose that particular array variable is being done true value. We get to know which process has been into the turn. If both the values, both the conditions are being true, then only the process can enter into the critical region. And after the completion of the work, then only the process can enter into the remainder section until and unless the leave region function is not being called by that particular process. The next approach is the TSL instruction. This is also a hardware solution. It is basically the proposal that requires a little help from the hardware. And to use the TSL instruction, we will use a shared variable lock to coordinate access to shared memory. When lock is 0, any process may set it to 1, and using the TSL instruction, that is test and set lock instruction, and then read or write the shared memory. When it is done, the process sets lock back to 0 using an ordinary move instruction. These are the instructions which the process has to execute while entering into the critical region. While entering into the critical region, firstly, the process has to set the value of lock and store it into the register. Then if the value of register and setting value is 0, when both the values are being compared, if both the values are the 0, then only the process can call a enter region function. If the comparing value gets false, the process cannot enter into the critical region. And while the completing the work of the critical region, before entering into the remainder section, the process has to call a leave region and make the lock value again set to 0, and can then do its remaining work. Thank you.